What's up, everybody? It's Jesse from Aesthetics. Thanks for checking back into the channel. Today, we're going over my huge booking order that I just received to get me through 2023. Now, for a few years now, I've been doing things a certain way where I detail, consume my products, and then order what I need only when it's time to replenish them. And the big benefit to that was it just worked for my setup when I was still living at home. I didn't have a lot of space to store things. The business wasn't doing the volume that it's doing now, and so I didn't have the cash on hand, right? But now, since I've got the garage, I've got all the storage space behind me, and the business is doing better, it's, you know, cash flowing more, I've switched my ordering strategy or my inventory strategy to something known as just in case. And this is the total opposite. This is forecasting what you think you're going to go through over the course of a year and buying everything that you need all in one shot. All right. The drawback to it is you burn some cash and you tie it up in your inventory when some people argue it might be better off used for other things. But the biggest benefit is by ordering in bulk. I get great discounts on everything. The suppliers are willing to work with me, give me better price breaks depending on quantities and things like that. And so it should help with the efficiency and the overall profitability of the business. Now, this isn't going to be an in-depth video about every single product, all right? Some of them you've seen before. Some of these products are new to me in the business, and some of them are just, restocks and replenishments of things that I've already been using for a while now. But I'm going to go over everything just briefly, let you know what I'm going to be keeping in inventory, and in all the future videos, you guys should start to get more and more familiar with the stuff that I'm going to be using. So hope you guys enjoy. If you like it, give the video a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, and you don't miss any upcoming videos. But that's it for now. Let's get right into it. All right, so lots of good stuff to go over right now. I'm going to start off with some stuff that I purchased by the gallon. A lot of the things I'm going to show you guys to start come from a local supplier called Long Island Detail Supply. Gary and Joe are great over there. If you guys are in the Long Island area and you're running a detailing business, highly recommend reaching out to them and developing a connection. They carry a bunch of stuff. They've got a great warehouse, and it's just nice to support some other local Long Island businesses here. But something new to the business this year is the P&S carpet cleaning system, all right? Now, it's rare at this point in my business where I get these super dirty interiors, but time to time they do come in, and I've just started to realize that using all-purpose cleaner for most of these dirty carpets really isn't cutting it. So I've now got, by the gallon, the P&S 3-part cleaning system. And so the first one I'll show you guys is Terminator, all right? So Terminator is an enzyme cleaner. This is gonna be really good for spot treatments, all right? Spills, stains, things like that. And following that up, I have the Carpet Bomber, all right, which is more of like a general carpet cleaner, shampoo sort of thing. And then the third part of the P&S carpet cleaning system is this peroxide treatment. This is gonna reduce the suds and the foam, kind of neutralize everything, make sure there's no lingering scents, whether it's from the products or the odor. I don't have any hands-on experience with this yet, so I'm sure that's a video we can expect to see in the future. Some trial and error, some product overview, and let you guys know a little bit about what I think about it. But excited to have the P&S carpet cleaning system in the inventory now. So next up, some more gallons from P&S. This one right here is their all-purpose cleaner. Now, I do like to have a little bit of this on hand, sort of just in case. You never know when you might need it. I've been using the Synergy Works all-purpose cleaner for a while now, which is still pretty good. That's actually another Long Island business that if you guys want to support them, definitely check them out. Lots of good stuff. But just making the switch to P&S and trying their all-purpose cleaner out. I feel like in my experience, a lot of all-purpose cleaners have gotten the job done, from Synergy Works to Meguiar's and Simple Green. You just kind of got to know what you're working with. And I don't think this case will be any different. So some fresh APC going up in the cabinets. Next up, we have the P&S Shine All, right? This is going to replace my outgoing tire dressing, all right? Tire dressings, historically, I've bought in like 16-ounce bottles. Again, I used to buy them as I would need them and run out and order one or two here and there. But now that I want to order things in large quantities, I don't really want to be storing a bunch of 16-ounce bottles. Having shine all, you know, being able to use it straight up, dilute it, you know, spray on, wipe off, leave it for high gloss, just have that versatility there is something that I'm looking forward to. So another good product from P&S in the inventory now. And sticking on the wheel and tire thing, I've got their Mag Wheel Plus. Now, I don't use acidic wheel cleaners all that often. When I do, I typically use Meguiar's Wheel Brightener. You can get them on Amazon. It's another great cleaning product. But since I'm going all through one supplier now, they actually don't carry any Meguiar's stuff. Most of my wheel cleaning is done with a non-acid wheel and tire cleaner, but when you get those really, really dirty, thrashed wheels, or maybe a car you've never seen before, or one you haven't seen in a long time, you might need something a little bit stronger. And so that's where the Mag Wheel Plus acidic wheel cleaner from P&S comes in. And this right here is something that I also don't use much of, but I do use a little bit throughout the year, and that is car shampoo. All right, a lot of my business is run on a rinseless washing system. I've been an O&R guy for a couple of years, but pollen season is pretty tough. You know, I like to use the foam that time of year and make sure that you know, I'm not wiping any of that pollen on the paint, because it can be really harsh actually. So that's one time of year that I do like to foam things down with a car shampoo, rinse them off, do a 2-bucket wash, things like that. And so while I'll use O&R for most of the cars throughout the year, once in a while I will need some car shampoo. So this would be good for the bucket, for the foam cannon, and any of the washes that call for something like this. For the first time, I've ordered a couple of things in 5-gallon quantities. These are products that I run through the most. I use them on every single car, you know, or 90% of projects, no matter what. And one of them from P&S is their interior cleaner. All right, so I'm not going to hold this up and talk about it the entire time, but the P&S Express Interior is something that I've seen online and through social media for quite some time now. A lot of really good reviews about it. A lot of people like the results that they are able to achieve, the user experience, and generally I've been using all-purpose cleaners for this stuff, which if you use common sense, they won't damage any interiors. However, if you do use them incorrectly, they can leave streaks and white residue and things like that. And this is not an all-purpose cleaner. This is a designated interior cleaner. I'm thinking of it as somewhere between an all-purpose cleaner and an interior detailer, all right? Those interior detailers are great if you have a car that maybe you see once a month, just needs to be dusted, whereas APCs will really attack dirt, grime, sticky stuff, stains, but you don't want to use that all throughout the interior. So I think this will be like right in the middle, hit a nice sweet spot, and when you order things by 5-gallon, you get pretty great price breaks on it. So excited to have that. And then the next 5-gallon, all right, is one of my favorite things that I've transitioned to within the last year or so, and that's Brake Buster by P&S. All right, those 5-gallon jugs are no joke, so they're probably gonna go on a shelf and just stay put for quite some time. But Brake Buster by P&S is a non-acidic wheel cleaner. You can use it on the wheels, the tires, spray it into the wheel wells, and it does a really good job of cleaning everything. Again, if I have something really dirty, I'm gonna reach for the acidic wheel cleaner. I might need a dedicated degreaser in some of those circumstances, but Brake Buster tackles 90% of the work that comes through my door. So moving on from some of the chemicals, I would go into what I would say are some of the hard goods or tools or cleaning accessories, whatever you wanna call them. First up, again from P&S, I got some clay towels here. I'm actually really excited about these because I had been looking for these quite some time ago and I couldn't find them. I wouldn't say that I settled on the clay mitts, but you know, I didn't get exactly what I was looking for. I've been using clay mitts for a while now and they get the job done, but the clay towel is something that I've really been looking for. They have this sort of rubberized like hex grid texture in the center. You can put it in your hand, you can fold it up into fourths if you want, kind of like articulate it a little bit better. And so I grabbed 2 of these, which I'll start to use once my clay mitts start to really degrade, which is something that I'll probably expect to see over the winter, especially here on Long Island with the kind of dirt and debris people are going to have on their cars. So 2 of these going into storage for now, and we'll probably break them out sometime over the next few months. Next up, got a wheel cleaning brush. I have one of these already, or at least a very similar one. I have the Synergy Works wheel cleaning brush. This one is from Easy Detail. It's a very similar style, shape, color. It's got the nylon coated bristles. It's got the wood handle here. the plastic covered tip here so you don't accidentally like dig into a wheel face or anything. My Synergy Works wheel brush is just kind of getting to the end of its life after all the repetitions of going in and out like this. Right around here near the joint of the shaft and the grip, it starts to wear down and kind of thin out, and eventually they snap. It takes a couple of years. I get plenty of good use out of them. This isn't something that I think I'll need to replace anytime soon, but definitely within the next year I anticipate that one needing to be replaced. And so I'll have one ready to go, and I won't be scrambling to find one on short notice. And then this is something new that I got into last year. Gary and Joe from LI Detail Supply put me onto these, and these are the Auto Fiber Scrub Ninjas. I know I said I wasn't gonna do like in-depth product reviews, but I'll show you guys this one really quick. It's like a two-sided scrubber, all right? Plush in the center. It has these really short like nylon bristles on the one side. Awesome for scrubbing interiors, especially steering wheels, or like tough to reach parts of the dash, the consoles, things like that. So I actually really like these. They come in a 3-pack. They're pretty inexpensive. And so those are awesome to have on hand. I'll keep a couple of those in my back pocket. And then from here, the rest of the stuff I got from LI Detail Supply is a replenishment of some stuff that I like to use. First off, as far as paint correction goes, you can see I have like my poker racks behind me. I got a bunch of Rupes pads on there. So I stocked up on a bunch of new 6-inch and 3-inch yellow Rupes foam pads. These pads are great. People have used the Rupes yellow foam for a while, and long before I ever got into them. And I never really understood, like, oh, you know, how can these guys be doing so much with just this one pad? And now, after a couple of years, I totally get it. These are a great way to simplify your inventory, save space, and just reduce the confusion and the hassle of stocking so many pads, right? The type of paint correction that 90% of customers are expecting and willing to pay for, they can be done with these pads. And so these are the pads I go through the most. I do keep some wool pads and some microfiber pads on the rack, but I only use them in like the rarest of scenarios. It's really infrequent. So I actually didn't order any of those. I still have some new ones, you know, in plastic, in packaging, ready to go. So whole box of pads ready to go. Now in that same vein, if you're getting pads, you gotta have polishes. All right, I stick with the Rupes system through and through. So I've got the blue compound, I've got the yellow fine polish. This is the one that I use the most, all right? But again, if I have to two-step something, or if I have like a really you know, harsh defect or something like that. Again, some rare instances, nice to have some of this around, but I'll probably go through 4 of these bottles at least over the course of a year, and only 1 to maybe 2 of these most. So fresh stuff from Rupes and the guys at LI Detail Supply. The last thing I got from them is from the Rag Company, which is a company that I've ordered plenty of stuff from throughout the years. I was a Grand Ambassador for them back in spring of 2021. By the way, if you guys ever need anything from the Rag Company, make sure you use code ISLAND15 and it takes 15% off your entire order. But had to stock up on some new microfibers. So first up from the Rag Company, all right, we've got these Gauntlet drying towels here. These are awesome drying towels. Everyone has like a personal preference. I just like these. They're big, they're massive. They do a great job. I could dry like 2 full-size SUVs with one of these towels. And I have a bunch of detailing towels that I keep around, but they're all kind of like different. Now I've really figured out what I like. And so I'm just gonna keep a bunch of, you know, these gauntlets on hand and ready to go. So shout out to the guys from the Rag Company. And also, microfibers. Can't have enough microfibers. I have a whole case of these, all right? So a case of towels, depending on the towel, these were quantity 150, so 150 brand new Creature edgeless towels. I believe these are 420 GSM, which is like the sweet spot of detailing towels. You know, not so plush that you have a hard time, you know, removing things like polishes and compounds, but also not too thin that you're gonna mar the surface as you're wiping things away. So the Creature Edgeless 420 here. This is the ice gray color, all right? When I'm using towels for paint, I like having something that's a little bit on the lighter side. You know, no dark grays or dark blues or even black towels, because as they get dirty and they degrade, or they have stuff get in them that doesn't, you know, clean off in the washing machine, it becomes hard to see. So with the ice gray towels, it's really easy to see when the towel is getting past its useful life. This one is dual nap, so it has these longer fibers on one side, and if you do need something a little bit more grabby or tough, you do have the shorter nap on the other side. Classic 16 by 16 size, folds into fourths really nicely. Anytime you get new microfibers, wash them, put them through one wash cycle before you use them. All right, and depending on who you're ordering from, always check and make sure that there's no tags on the seams or stitches or anything like that. And lastly, can't have all that microfiber and no way to clean it. And so we've got rags to riches. I believe this was actually a collaboration with the rag company and P&S. I'm not entirely sure about that, but it is a P&S product. This is a microfiber specific detergent. Yes, I've used other ones, Micro Restore, the Chemical Guys detergent. This one just seems to work the best, frankly. I'm not an expert in detergents. Use whatever you guys like. I'm not here to you know, push anything on you, but this stuff's awesome. And lastly, to finish things off, I've got everything I need in terms of ceramic coatings. This is a huge part of my business now. It's something I've worked really hard for. And I do have a couple of things that I ordered from Long Island Detail Supply. However, the majority of this comes from another Long Island-based company that specifically did coatings for a while, but recently branched out into more car care products. They actually offer a full lineup of things, but I stick with them for ceramic coatings. More on that in just a second. One thing, I don't use this too much, but I do like to have it, is Halo by G-Technic. This is a ceramic coating that's geared specifically for vinyl wraps and paint protection film. All right, I personally don't install paint protection film, but I do work with other shops on Long Island, so if I do have a customer that wants it, they'll get it wrapped there, and then when the car comes to me and I apply the ceramic coating or do their interior detail, whatever else, I do need to have a little bit of this on hand. The other thing from G-Technic, as far as ceramic coatings go, is C5 wheel armor, all right? So, like the name says, this is specific for wheels. This ceramic coating is engineered to deal with the high temperatures that you find when the car is, you know, under braking load. If you're ceramic coating wheels, calipers, suspension components, anything like that. I mean, in my world, it's mostly wheels and brakes, but definitely want to have some of this. So I got a few boxes of that. These are the 30 ml bottles. Shout out to G-Technic. I love this stuff. So as I just mentioned, most of the stuff I use for ceramic coating comes from another Long Island company, and they go by Glassparency. For a while, they made the Glassparency windshield coatings. These are a great safety product. They improve your visibility in bad weather. They shed water with ease. A lot of the benefits of ceramic coatings that you're used to hearing about is packed into this glass treatment, and as you drive in bad weather, you actually get to see it perform in real time. And this is something that I got turned on to a couple of years ago and have been swearing by ever since. So I am fully stocked up on glass treatments from Glassparency, as well as this really cool shaker jar. This is something I'm gonna bring around to like shows, cars and coffee. You can talk about it with people in the community, give it a little shake, kind of show them how things work. You know, if you got a bunch of, you know, dirt, or if you've ever gotten your car splashed as you're driving, you know how hard it is to see through the windshield. I mean, which windshield would you rather be looking through? All right, so cool little demo there. I've also got their glass and chrome polish. This used to come in little packets within the glass kit and is part of the prep for the coatings. Now they just sell it in a 16-ounce bottle, so you can buy it in bulk. You know, I only use like a quarter-size amount at a time, so there should be plenty to get me through a year. And also, I have restocked on bottles of the Glassparency graphene coating. They do make two coatings for paint. They make a ceramic coating and they make a graphene coating. I strictly stock up on the graphene. It's not that much more expensive. You get 3-year durability out of a single layer, 5 years plus out of a dual layer. Of course, those time frames depend on how you treat your car, where you park it, and how you use it, things like that. But plenty of this stuff. And of course, some applicators, orange and gray. You get a great price break on these if you buy them by the case. All right, so each case is like 60 of these. I'll go through plenty of these throughout the year and won't have to worry about ordering anymore. Along with that did come just some marketing materials, right? So if someone comes in for a glass coating, I've got rear window hang tags for glass treatment, as well as for those who get their car ceramic coated. It just has a couple of bits of information as far as what to do in the first 24 hours, over the next few weeks, what they should expect. And what I like about this is it can be right in front of their eyes at pickup when they need to come back and schedule their maintenance. And a couple of other things from Glassparency. Panel prep, all right? So this preps the paint for the coating after the detail and the paint correction, everything is done, just to ensure there's no polishing residue or anything foreign on the surface that can interfere with the coating adhesion, and to make sure you get a really good bond to things. It's another product that I don't go through a ton of. I have some left, and having an additional gallon would be plenty to get me through the next year. Same thing goes for glass cleaner, which I do use a bit more of, all right? So I've ordered a couple of gallons of this, plus I have some left over at the end of this year. And then the last thing here is iron remover, all right? Iron remover, it's funny, you know, online, in the forums, in the Facebook groups, I see everybody swear by the iron removers that they use and for all these different reasons. And the reality of it, I think, is that they all work pretty good, right? I've used the original Iron X, I've used Meguiar's, wheel and paint iron decon or whatever they call it. I've used diluted Adams wheel cleaner on paint to eat up iron deposits. And let me tell you, that stuff, that truly does take the cake, all right? It's actually got a smell like similar to Sambuca, which isn't like the best smell in the world, but it does somewhat mask that horrid sulfur-ish type of smell that you associate with iron removers. But in more of like a complimenting way than trying to like mask something. Also, they sell it in 2.5 gallon quantities instead of just the gallon. And I don't care what anybody says, like when you're buying it in that quantity, like the pricing is just really, really hard to beat. And again, with a lot of the Glassparency stuff, what it comes down to for me is I don't just get really good products, but I get to support another local business. They've been making waves in the detailing industry these past couple of years. If you haven't heard of them, if you haven't tried any of their stuff, highly, highly recommend it. But as for this video, that's pretty much it. Now, this is not every single item that I use in my detailing world. I could spend, I don't even know how long creating a video about that, but this is just stuff that I needed to re-up on, and for the first time in my detailing career, I had an opportunity to buy everything, you know, in bulk like this. I have a place to store it, and it was great to get some discounts on all this stuff. Again, everything here came from Glassparency and Long Island Detail Supply. If you're running a detailing business on Long Island or in the tri-state area, highly recommend those guys. Gary and Joe have a van. They'll come to you as far as, I believe, Jersey. I don't know if they have anybody in Connecticut that they work with, but you know, New York, New Jersey, that sort of tri-state area. Great supplier. Can't say enough good things about them. Thank you to everybody. Tony at Glassparency, Heather, who helped me getting the order through and set up for pickup and everything like that. Thank you guys for setting me up for success in the upcoming year. We got a couple of weeks left before we round out 2022. It's been the best year of my detailing business, growth-wise, lessons learned, revenue, you know, you name it. And so I've got some really good stuff here that I know is going to help set me up for success in the future. All right. As always, guys, thanks for checking into the channel. If you haven't done so already, give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and that notification bell, and you won't miss any of the upcoming videos. I'll see you guys on the next one.